My friend, you have met a terrible, terrible demise. But, you know, I don't feel too bad about it. I mean, after all, if it weren't for me, it would have just been someone else, you know? I guess what I'm trying to say is, li- life goes on. Well, for everyone else, life goes on. No, not for you. You're dead. But neither here nor there. It reminds me of one summer day in the park. I was having just a delightful picnic with my good friend Orville, and I said to him, I said, Orville, I have a story. And he said to me, what's your significance of the story? And I said to him, Orville, not every story has to have a significance, you know? Sometimes sometimes a story is just a story. You try to read into every little thing and find meaning in everything everyone says, you'll just drive yourself crazy. I had a friend do it once. Wasn't pretty. We talked about it for years. And then, not only that, but you'll likely end up believing something you shouldn't believe, thinking something you shouldn't think, assuming something you shouldn't assume. You know, sometimes, I said, a story is just a story. So just be quiet for 1 second of your life and eat your sandwich, okay? Of course, it was only then that I'd realized I'd made sandwiches, and poor Orville was having such a difficult time eating it. Elephants have those clumsy hands, you know? Actually, I suppose that's the problem. They don't have hands at all, do they? They're all feet. And I couldn't imagine someone asking me to eat a sandwich with my feet. Now, if I recall correctly, there was a bakery nearby. I said to him, Orville, let me go get you some rye bread. Now, I'm unsure if elephants enjoy rye bread, but I assure you that Orville does. Now, this was on a Tuesday, which was good because rye bread was always fresh on Tuesday. They made sourdough bread on Monday and threw it out Wednesday, or rather they sold it at a discount for people wanting to feed it to the ducks, and then, probably at the end of the day, finally, they threw it all out, because it goes bad. I, I don't recall. I do remember a man who would bring his son to the bakery every Wednesday, and then go feed the ducks. He would buy all the sourdough bread. Of course, you're not supposed to feed the ducks sourdough bread at all. It swells up in their stomachs, and then they all die. Uh, uh, at least that's what I've heard. I've never seen any ducks die myself, but I did notice a substantial decrease in the duck population over the course of a few years. I just never thought to stop the man and tell him that he was killing the ducks by feeding them sourdough bread. And if you want my opinion on the matter, and I told Orville this as well, if you want to feed ducks, or birds of any kind for that matter, it's best to buy seed. I mean, when you think about it, birds of any sort don't occur in nature. They don't grow on trees or spring up from the bushes. I don't think birds know what to do with the bread. What was I saying? Yes. So I bought Orville some rye bread. What a fine day that was.